All right, so I want to talk about something else, okay? I want to talk about something that might be a little bit controversial, and I'm going to need you guys to put on your big boy and big girl hats to have this conversation with me, okay? I'm going to talk about something that I know hits a sensitive spot, a little bit of a sore spot with a lot of people, but if you can approach this in a mature way, and I know that's asking a lot of wrestling fans, I know. But if you can approach this in a mature way, then we can have an honest dialogue, right? And help move this conversation forward, because this is a conversation that absolutely needs to be had, and we're gonna have it right now, okay? We're gonna have it right now. So here we go. Before I get into this, let me say this. I think Tiffany Stratton is going to be amazing. Tiffany Stratton, and the woman who plays Tiffany Stratton, she has shown an absolutely undeniable aptitude for pro wrestling. She has really great athleticism. I believe she was an Olympic level gymnast, or just below. I think she maybe competed for the team, but didn't make the team. But amazing, accomplished athlete. Okay, she's shown an excellent grasp of her character and of being a heel, and she gets it in a way that so many wrestlers who have her mold have not gotten it, or have taken a really long time to get it, okay? So this is not an attack. This is not an attack, period. But it's certainly not an attack on the woman who plays Tiffany Stratton. I think she is going to be an absolute star in WWE. She's shown that she has the tools, and God knows y'all are behind her, okay? Y'all are behind her, and that's good, right? Those are the tools, those are the things that she needs, and she's going to be successful, right? Like, barring some sort of major unforeseen circumstance, she's going to be a great success in WWE, all right? But the reason you all love her is a little bit problematic, okay? The reason you guys all love her is a little bit problematic. Now, let's go back here a little bit. This was really highlighted and illuminated at the Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber was in Perth, Australia a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed this on the day before the Elimination Chamber when they did a press conference, and they had a bunch of people come out. I think Bianca Belair may have come out. I think Becky Lynch might have come out. Rhea Ripley definitely came out, and Tiffany Stratton came out. Swig of water for the working man. Excuse me. And when they came out, it was clear that people were absolutely in love with Tiffany Stratton. Yes, it was obvious by the crowd reaction that they were big fans of Tiffany Stratton. She got big cheers, and this carried over into the Elimination Chamber event. Okay, this carried over into the event. Tiffy time, right? They were chanting Tiffy time, Tiffy time. And when she came out, she got a huge reaction. And it sure helped that match was very much set up to feature her and showcase her in a way that, puts her in a great position going forward compared to a lot of the other women. One thing I also noticed on that show, though, was the reactions that talent like Naomi was getting. When Naomi came out, crickets. Not crickets. Crickets isn't fair. But compared to Tiffany Stratton, crickets. When Bianca Belair came out, I wouldn't say crickets. I definitely wouldn't say crickets, but nowhere near the reaction that Tiffany Stratton has gotten. And I gotta ask why. Right? We can talk kayfabe, and wrestling fans will love to do this, right? Because when a serious issue comes up, People always want to defer to, well, she's something new, or she does these really exciting flips, or she's a really good bad guy, right? Like people got every excuse in the world, okay? But the reason that y'all love Tiffany Stratton is a lot of the reason why y'all loved Austin Theory so much. Yeah, that's right. Remember about a year and a half ago, right? When Austin Theory had the Money in the Bank briefcase, and y'all just knew Austin Theory was the next one. Y'all knew it. Y'all knew Austin Theory was about to be out of here to the moon. That was the guy. And you know why you thought that? Because you looked at Austin Theory, you saw what you matched as a clone of John Cena, and you said, that's what Vince wants. You thought you knew what Vince was looking for, and you thought it was in him, and you said, oh, this guy's gonna be the guy. But of course you don't say that, right? People don't say that. Instead, what you do is you start making excuses for all the reasons, all of his good qualities, and you start trying to magnify those for why you think he's so great. Y'all did the same thing with Dolph Ziggler. Y'all did the same thing with Dolph Ziggler for years. You looked at Dolph Ziggler and you said, this guy reminds me of Shawn Michaels. And for years and years and years, you guys kept telling yourself, they're not utilizing Dolph Ziggler. He has all the tools, right? And so you're doing it again with Tiffany Stratton. The thing is, the mold that you are looking at and saying that Tiffany Stratton fits is a problematic mold, and we're just gonna talk about it, right? Like this idea, this concept of the perfect white woman, right? Like with the blonde hair and the pretty face and, you know, nice athletic body, but don't forget the big fake boobs, right? The outfits gotta be shorts with my butt cheeks hanging out. And, you know, like there's a mold, right? There's a mold. And when you see a woman who fits this mold, you automatically say, she looks like a star. And you say she looks like a star because you've been conditioned by the audience, you've been conditioned by WWE that this is who the audience should see as a star. And we've seen this over and over and over with people that are significantly less talented than Tiffany Stratton. And I don't really say that as a diss to other people. I'd say that just to recognize that Tiffany Stratton has great talent. I talked about this a few minutes ago, okay? Tiffany Stratton has great talent. She has tremendous potential. And I'm not trying to downplay any of that. But the way that you guys were able to just put her as like your top thing that you're looking for when you turn on this show automatically, that's problematic. I got a problem with that. I got a big problem with that because from a kayfabe character standpoint, please tell me, what has Tiffany Stratton accomplished? Tiffany Stratton's greatest accomplishment as a character is losing to Becky Lynch twice. That is a fact. Her biggest moments as a WWE wrestler are losing to Becky Lynch twice. And by the way, those matches made her in my eyes, and I'm sure they made her in many other people's eyes too. Again, you can see the talent. She's got it. She's got it. I am not downplaying the fact that she has it. The problem is that WWE has to be aware and has to act aware on what's happening here, okay? Y'all gotta stop pushing this perfect white woman mold on your audience. You don't have to say, we love Tiffany Stratton because she's a perfect white woman. You don't got to say that, right? But when she comes out here looking like that and you have her beating people, who's she beating so far? Mia Yim. She's beating Naomi. Who else is she beating? I don't know, but those two really stood out, right? And by the way, that's not an accident, right? The contrast in the viewer's eyes is it's a very important thing to create when you're trying to show why something is better than something else, okay? WWE doesn't have to say that Alexa Bliss is better than somebody, but you look at her and then you see what she had the women's championship like 5 times or something like that. 5 times for Alexa Bliss, bro. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times, 5 times, 5 times. Okay, she's had the women's title so many times. That's wild. That is wild. Carmella is very talented. She hasn't had the championship nearly as much as them, right? Liv Morgan, another person. When the people, Liv Morgan, Trish Stratus, Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, like, again, this is not to knock what any of these people do well. The problem is that WWE packages and presents women who look like this as being above and better. And again, you don't have to say they're better, even though you allow Corey Graves to call them goddesses and God's greatest creation and all of this stuff, right? Like, by the way, all this verbiage gets approved. This verbiage gets approved. If you say it on commentary, it runs through some sort of check, okay? Like, so calling these women these things, have you ever heard Naomi described in that way? Have you ever heard Bianca Belair described in that way? There's been a lot of absolutely beautiful brown and black women that have competed, Asian women, all kinds of women, Latina women that have competed on WWE, and none of them ever get described in the same way that the perfect white woman type does. And none of them get presented as the successes as they are. Now, Bianca Belair would be the exception. Bianca Belair has been presented as an absolutely dominant, successful character, okay? Which is why it is mind-blowing that the audience would be so ready to toss her to the side in favor of the brand new, shiny, perfect white woman. That's weird, and that's problematic, okay? That's problematic. And WWE, this is on you to fix that, okay? This is on you to fix that. I'm not saying don't push Tiffany Stratton. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, Tiffany Stratton has every tool to be a all-time great WWE performer. Her promos need work, but she has the tools to be a great WWE performer, okay? I'm not saying don't use her. I'm not saying don't push her. I want to see her. I want to see her in matches, lots of matches. I want to see her, being great. That's cool. But in order to do that, you better not shrink Bianca Belair. In order to lift up Tiffany Stratton, you better not tear down Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair is probably the one black talent who truly survived the pandemic break glass in case of emergency decision to start boosting black talent. Remember when Bobby Lashley and Big E were champions and Apollo Crews, and, when WWE was hemorrhaging viewers, when they were hemorrhaging viewers, and they decided that this was the time that we want to give black fans something to cheer for, something to get behind. So now we're going to actually boost up black talent. Bianca Belair is the one person who came out on the other side of that still looking good. She came out on the other side of that still looking strong. She's incredibly accomplished, undefeated at WrestleMania. She's beaten all the horsewomen except for Charlotte Flair. She's got multiple victories over Becky Lynch, who in my opinion is the greatest WWE female superstar of all time. And they had a great program leading into WrestleMania 37, I think it was. And it should have main evented if they didn't have Stone Cold booked for 2 nights in a row. It is what it is. But the point is, with a character so accomplished as Bianca Belair, fans are still ready to say, I'm over that. Let me see what she's talking about. Let me see what this next girl's talking about. She looks like a star. She looks like a star. And there's a reason that you say she looks like a star. So here's the thing. If you got this star, and you do, in Tiffany Stratton, use her. Make her big time. But like I said, don't shrink Bianca Belair. And if the big thing is I need something new, then guess what? In the chamber, waiting, y'all got Jade Cargill. And when Jade Cargill comes out, she better come out with a bang. When Jade Cargill hits, she better hit the ground with a program that sets her at the top of the card. Because y'all cannot keep doing this. Y'all cannot keep doing this. You have fans who have been watching this for years who are black women. You got fans who have been watching this for years who have kids who are black girls, myself included. And I'm not trying to have my kids watching programming that is sending them the message that in order to be good, you got to be you know, you got to be the face full of makeup, blonde hair, big fake boobies, and your butt hanging out. I'm not trying to watch that. Listen, I'm not threatening to stop watching WWE, but I'm just telling you, I'm a fan who cares, and there are many other people who care. And I haven't heard nobody talking about this, but I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it, and we're going to roll with this. And I'm going to stay on this. I'm not saying don't push Tiffany Stratton, but we're not going to be silent about this lifting up of this particular image and the squashing down of the image of other types of women. It's not cool. The time for it has been passed. And this is why I was so bullish on the run that Bianca Belair has been on. Because now you have no excuses. You have no excuses. You can't say that white audiences won't support a strong black character. You can't say that you can't do good stories with a strong black character. You can't say that white audiences won't buy the merch for a black character, because everywhere you go, I see the EST t-shirts. I see the EST ponytails on white girls, black girls, men, everybody. Bianca Belair has broken the mold, and you can't go back, okay? And this does need to be said, because as we saw the incident from a couple of weeks ago, at the first chance people get to try and minimize the accomplishment of a black talent, they will take it. There was a post, for those of y'all that don't know, there was a post about the WWE 2K video game cover, and one person, and by the way, this is just one person's comment, but I promise you, it echoed the sentiment of so many other people. And of course, they said something to the effect of, oh, you gotta have a black person in there. And that is the way that so many people think. And you can't change what's in people's heart overnight, but you can change what you present on TV. You can change what you present on TV. There's a reason that people look at Tiffany Stratton and say she's a star, because they look at Tiffany Stratton and they see that she is someone who looks like the people you have presented as stars, the Charlotte Flairs, you know, the Trish Stratuses, again, the Alexa Blisses, all of them, the Mandy Roses. They see that she has those characters that fit. Wrestling be damned, okay? Because we can go through the match listing of some of them, okay? Like Charlotte was great. Trish Stratus has been great. But some of those people who fit that mold have been very much not, and have still gotten multiple chances to be on camera. Finding anything for these people to do. Host WrestleMania, please. I just need you on camera, okay? You don't have to say it. You show the audience that that's who you view as important. And so with Tiffany Stratton being the latest person to fit that mold, more power to her. I want to see her have all the things WWE wants her to have, but there better be great, strong, black women characters that are getting the same thing. All right. Had to get that off my chest. And listen, I said what I said, and I feel how I feel. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. But that's all we got for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Listen, this is a fun pod. I love doing the pod. I really enjoy. I appreciate all the responses, all the likes, all the comments that you guys drop down below. I appreciate all the tweets. You can tweet me at Talkin Bout Pod. Okay, you can email the show at talkinboutpod@gmail.com. You can tweet me at TW Talking About. Again, tweet me. I tweet back. Again, please, before you go, hit that like button under the YouTube video. Hit the subscribe button so you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop some brand new content on this page. And if you really want to support the channel, the best thing you can do is tell a friend to tell a friend. Bringing more people into the conversation is always, always, always a big, major help. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, I'm TW. Peace out.